So we're going to continue with a little bit of a confidence game with our particularly our stick. And this is, again, made for every horse, but certainly for horses that have had some issues in the past of being frightened or of having a whip misused. And what I like to call, again, we're going to use that approach and retreat technique. In other words, we're going to read our horses in every single stage, and when they become unconfident in something, we're not going to progress faster. We're going to go actually backwards and find a spot where this is okay with him. So what I'm going to do here is in a standstill, I'm just going to move I'm going to stand, first of all, neutral. So don't have any energy in your body. This is not supposed to mean anything to your horse, and I'm just going to kind of go back and forth with my line here. Now, watching my horse, this sometimes can drive a horse crazy. They is this a snake? I don't understand what's happening. Is it going to bite me? So again, if this is too much, then this is what you would do, just this much, until the horse feels confident. And then back again a little bit more, and if that's too much, a little bit less. Or you might have to be way over here with the line, somewhere where he's not going to feel threatened by it. Okay? And then little by little, we're going to kind of bring this a little bit closer, a little bit closer, and a little bit closer. And again, always being aware of reading your horse. Now, Dreamer's pretty confident with this. He knows by my body, we haven't talked about much of this, but he knows my body. I'm not talking to him at all. I'm just swinging the stick around with the string. So the next thing I might do is I might start to go for a walk. And I might kind of have this line down here, and again, if this is too much for my horse, I might just walk and kind of throw it out in the front here. Move it, but not move it so much. And again, be very aware of your horse behind there. If this is not something that your horse is comfortable with or you're comfortable with, don't do it. Don't start here. Ask for help of where I can start. Having your horse behind you is a whole other technique. So if you're not used to having your horse here, don't do it. So if my horse is comfortable this way, I might just kind of swing it around a little bit more, get a little bit more action. The idea here is that he's reading my body. I'm not talking to him. I'm not asking anything of him. I'm actually sharing space with him in neutral. And if that's okay, I might bring this around a little bit this way, kind of like in a little bit of a windmill, just soft, rhythmically. And again, if that's too much and he was okay with this, then you keep going at this until it doesn't mean anything. This is what we call sensitizing horses. I don't believe in desensitizing. There's no thinking in desensitizing. I want him to solve this problem that this stick and string doesn't mean a thing to him when it's moving, especially when I'm not talking. So I might do a figure 8 here. I might ask it to go a little farther. And then the ultimate might be, if your horse is comfortable with it, and be careful, you don't want to trip here, would be to do it with him coming towards you. And again, he's really comfortable with this stick. You can tell he's in my space a little bit. So I would just kind of wiggle it again like a snake, or I might kind of turn around again, have a little bit of variety of what you're doing, and then maybe do this kind of thing. And all of a sudden you have lines moving all over the place, but they don't mean anything because I'm not asking him to do anything. I'm not asking him a question. It's just our time of swinging ropes and sticks. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but the basic principle stays the same. If your horse is uncomfortable, unconfident with something you're doing, don't do it. And don't do it bigger. Get smaller in it, get quieter in it until he gains the confidence, until he realizes it doesn't mean anything at all. So you can do this around your paddock. You can do it in an arena if you have an arena. You can do it down the lane if you're comfortable with your horse doing that. So anyway, I hope that helps. It's just another kind of a exercise to be able to do. I mean, heck, when we really get started, we get to being able to do what we call kind of an extreme confidence game. And again, he knows my body's not talking, my body's in neutral, and this stick means absolutely nothing. Swing it around. Now, I don't start here. This will drive any horse crazy, but know that this shouldn't mean a thing. He shouldn't be afraid of it. And then you can do things like swinging it around and giving him a nice big hug with that string. You kind of get really good and soft with your rhythm, and you should be able to kind of reach back down there by his hip with this line. I'm not moving my feet. Don't forget the legs. Some horses are very sensitive about things around their legs. Try to do it with softness and rhythm. Make sure you always do the other side, because for horses, one side is far more unconfident than the other. And get really good at doing stuff that doesn't mean anything. Okay, so hopefully that helps you, and if you have any problems, let me know.